Hello, grammarians, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about quotation marks or speech marks. Good grammarians always follow punctuation rules. So let's learn a few today. A writer uses two ways to show the exact words of a speaker. Number one, a dialogue bubble. Number two, quotation marks. A dialogue bubble is something you can see on the left side. It is a bubble in which the spoken words are written. Quotation marks are what you can see on the right side. Okay, now what is a dialogue? A dialogue is a conversation between two people, or the spoken words between two people. A quotation mark doesn't like to hang out alone. Let's hear a short quotation story.
Oh, I'm all alone. I don't have a buddy. Don't be sad. I can be your buddy. From now on, we'll always be together. We'll be the best buddies ever.
And that is how the quotation marks decided to stay together. They always come in pair. They're never alone. So how do our quotation marks or speech marks look like? They look like this. Our first set of punctuation marks looks like number 66. They are our beginning quotation marks, and they always go in the beginning of a dialogue. The second set of quotation marks looks like number 99. They go at the end of our dialogue. What are quotation marks? Quotation marks are speech marks. They help us know when someone is speaking. Why do we use quotation marks? Quotation marks make it easier for the reader to understand the text. You will understand this better as we proceed. When do we use quotation marks? We use quotation marks to hold the spoken words or to show the exact words of a speaker. Quotation marks show the beginning and ending of the words said by someone. For example, Omar shouted, "Ahmed pushed me." What did Omar say? Ahmed pushed me. The words underlined are the words that were said by Omar, so they come in the quotation marks. They show the spoken words, so the quotation marks show the spoken words. The speaker's name and words such as said, asked, or shouted are not inside the quotation marks because they aren't said by the person who's speaking. Let us go back to our example. Omar shouted, "Ahmed pushed me." Omar shouted. Who is our character here? It's Omar. What did he say? He said, "Ahmed pushed me." He didn't say Omar. He didn't say shouted. So that should not be in the quotation marks because Omar is the name of our character. The words that he said were, "Ahmed pushed me." So that are in the quotation marks. Let's read this sentence together. Maria said, "I'm coming." Okay, who's our character here or who's the speaker? It's Maria. What did she say? She said, "I'm coming." How do you know? We know this because "I'm coming" is in the quotation marks. The words said by Maria are between special marks. These marks are quotation marks or speech marks. Following are some of the rules you need to remember while punctuating with quotation marks. Number 1. Quotation marks. Use quotation marks at the start and end of your dialogue. Number 2. Comma. Use a comma to separate what's being said from the rest of the sentence. Number 3. Capital letter. The dialogue should always begin with a capital letter. End mark. At the end of your dialogue, use a question mark, exclamation mark, or a period, but put it inside the quotation mark. Let's look at an example to understand these rules better. Quotation marks. Quotation marks show the exact words of a speaker. Exact words of a speaker. Okay, look at this example. Henry said, "I love the rainy weather." I love the rainy weather. Okay, who's our character here? It's Henry. What did he say? I love the rainy weather. The words underlined blue need to go inside the quotation marks. Why? Because they are the words spoken by Henry. Remember, we need two sets of quotation marks, one at the beginning of the dialogue and the second at the end of the dialogue. Comma. Use a comma to separate what's being said from the rest of the sentence. Example, Henry said, "I love the rainy weather." Okay, where do we need to put a comma here? We need to put a comma after Henry said, because we are separating the spoken words from the rest of the sentence. So our comma goes after Henry said. Capital letter. The spoken words should begin with a capital letter. Let us go back to our example again. Henry said, "I love the rainy weather." The dialogue should always begin with a capital letter. Did you notice the letter I? It is capital. Yes. So we finished or we applied the third rule as well. End mark. The spoken words should end with an exclamation mark, question mark, or a period, but put it inside the quotation marks. Example, Henry said, "I love the rainy weather." We are done with our 3 rules of punctuating. Let's go to the 4th rule, that is, using the end mark. Okay, I love the rainy weather. We already have a period at the end of the sentence. Can you see? A period colored green? Yes. So we've already put the end mark and it's inside the quotation marks. So we are done punctuating and applying all the rules of punctuation. Let's look at another example. "You are my best friend," whispered Sally. Okay, let's go back to our rules. Let's try to remember the rules. Number 1, quotation marks. Okay, so what are the spoken words here? They are "you are my best friend." What's Sally whispering? "You are my best friend." So those are the spoken words. So "you are my best friend" is going to go in the quotation marks. Great. The second rule, a comma. Put a comma to separate the spoken words and the rest of the sentence. So where will our comma go? It'll go after "you are my best friend." That's right. Okay, the third rule, capitalization of the dialogue. Okay, "you" is coming at the beginning of the sentence, so it's already capitalized. Okay, that's done too. Now the last one, punctuation. "You are my best friend," whispered Sally. Okay, we have a period at the end of the sentence. So let's see if our punctuation was correct. It was super excellent. Let's look at a few more examples. Kim asked, "What is a symbol?" Who's the speaker? It's Kim. What does she say? Or what did she ask? What is a symbol? How do you know? Okay, we know this because the words that Kim is asking are inside quotation marks. Okay, let's go to the next example. Our teacher said, "Get your books out." Who's the speaker here? Our teacher. What did she say? Get your books out. How do you know? The words said by the teacher are between quotation marks. Excellent. Review time! So what did we learn today? We have learned that quotation marks are punctuation marks. Quotation marks show when someone is speaking. They go before and after someone's words. They always go at the beginning and end of what is being said. Other punctuation marks are a comma that separates the spoken words and the rest of the sentence. Make sure that your dialogue or the spoken words begin with a capital letter. Like all sentences, it has an end mark, maybe a question mark, an exclamation mark. Great. So you all got it. That was a lot of information. I know you've learned a lot today. Open your Reading Street books and go through the selections that we have taken before. Find the quotation marks in those selections and try to notice how they're used by the speaker or by the characters. Okay, now for a surprise. In your book, you just need to add the quotation marks in the sentences. You don't need to put a comma or capitalize or put an end mark. Our lesson for today is just asking us to put quotation marks around the spoken words. Isn't that a piece of cake? It's so easy. Okay, let's do some practice here. Now let's practice. Add the quotation marks where they're needed. Mom shouted, "Keep quiet!" "Clean up your room," said Dad. Our teacher said, "I missed you a lot." Ben asked, "Who is on our list in white?" Now I'm giving you 2 minutes. Answer the question, add the quotation marks where they're needed, and we'll check the answers. Your time's up. Okay, now let's check your answers. Are they all correct? I'm sure they are. Excellent, super. Hope you've enjoyed our lesson for today. See you next time with another grammar lesson. Till then, take care. Goodbye.